Hi, I'm Bopsto, the Elder Weeb,
And I'm Red, the bald-headed wonder.
and we are the Anime Boys.
The anime boys.
The Anime Boys, and today we got ourselves a wild episode with lots of twists, turns.
Turns and
It's
twists.
yeah, man, it's Psychopaths. No, you know it, you love it,
You know, just the
good
good old
shit.
good old fashioned passing of the psychos.
Yeah, man, the
You know.
passing of the Psycho. Oh yeah,
I
but
mean, am I wrong? I
no,
mean,
you aren't, especially with what we learn
in the next
in
three
in the next
episodes.
3 episodes. So before we get started, if you like this video, give us a like, comment, maybe subscribe. You're not subscribed?
You're not subscribed. I
I'm gonna.
cannot. Mm.
Mm, this displeases not only the civil system, but it also displeases Makishima. Come on.
Come on. Think of the Sybil
Come on.
punks. I mean,
Think of the civil punks.
they would be
Listen,
so
man.
highly like you're fucking up their jam. You're fucking up their funk.
Yeah, man. You gotta be better, harder, faster, and stronger.
Just all the way around a better person. No, I'm joking.
Yeah,
That
dude.
was
Yeah. Here at the Enemy Boys, if you don't subscribe to us, you're a bad person.
You're a bad person.
You're a bad person. All right. Well, anyway, so what did you think of episodes 16 through 18 of Psychopaths?
Dude, these were crazy. They move by so fast and there's so much going on, bro, that it oh my lord, it was good.
Yeah, man. All
So,
right. So,
first and foremost, it continues back off from episode 15. So in episode 15, we left off to where they were going inside of where the core of the civil system lies, which was at the I can't remember the name of the tower, but
Nona Tower. It's basically
Nona
the
Tower.
headquarters for it's the headquarters for public safety, basically.
Exactly, but the Nona Tower, and they come up with a plan to pretty much expose the civil system to the public.
Yeah.
And in order to do that, they needed to start riots to distract all of the units of public safety so that they could squeeze by and not be detected by
Mm-hmm.
the robots at the main building. And Makishima, being the madman that he is, has a psychopath of like 30. So he doesn't
Yeah.
have to worry about it. And then on top of that, he has his little psychonauts. So
It's like a it's like a nuts. Um, I did want to mention that at the opening of this episode, I like how when it opens up on the tower, you just see all the staff within it just fucked.
dude, yeah.
Everyone got fucking bodied.
Dude, yeah, everybody got just completely fucked. But as they get inside the building and they're showing the whole schematic that there's a deeper part of the building where there's deeper floors in the
Yeah.
basement
Yeah,
that
so like basically
lies within is the civil system.
there's like a cutoff point
It's
after a certain amount of floors on the map, but even though there's probably more there, and they're like
exactly
if anything's being hidden there, it's going to be somewhere deep within
right. And they
the tower.
and what's down there is the core of the civil system.
Hmm.
And so Makishima and the hacker man are sitting there trying to devise a plan. All of a sudden, they pick up a little signal.
Ah shit, we got some fucking interlopers here.
Who's on my tits? Who is it? I
Ah, it's
guarantee.
that
I
it's
bet
that bitch ass Kogami.
Kogami will come out tomorrow. Dollar come out tomorrow to
Oh
fuck
yeah.
me up. So Makishima, he's just like, you know what? This is fine. You go south, I'll go north. You go down, I'll go up. Pun intended. Uh,
Yeah, man. I'll distract them. I'll keep them busy while you
and
go and
so the hacker goes down into the basement to carry out the plan, and Makishima goes up to the top floor, or is on his way to the top floor. And during this time, Kogami is at the base floor at the lobby, and we're just seeing all of the security bots just knocked down, destroyed, and basically they're just getting caught up to speed on what's going on. And Kogami catches on immediately.
Yeah.
So Kogami's just like, okay, so Makishima went up, but what they're looking for is in the basement. Guarantee
Hmm.
it. And Akane's just like, how do you know? And he's just like, because that's how Makishima works. And I'm just
Yeah.
like,
And
this
he
man
even
has the power, dude. Like,
he even gets Shion to hack into the cameras so he can confirm it.
it's crazy. So
Yeah.
Shion gets confirmation from Akane to look at the cameras within the central building, and it just proved right. So they're going through with
Hmm.
Shion in their ear. You got Redhead Man, splitting off. So
Yeah. Actually, I so basically, she finds Makishima and four guys went up and the additional four went down.
yeah,
And I have this really good note here. It says, Kogami and Akane go up while Kagari plunges deep into the belly of the beast.
ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Um, so as that implies, not Kogami, but
Kagari goes down while
Kagari,
Kogami and
yeah,
Akane go up.
Kagari go down, and it's showing a scene to where they're trying to get up using the elevators, but he had shut down the elevators. But Shion, being the tech lord that she is, she's just like, oh, there's another pair of elevators that are just staff elevators that they couldn't access. You could take those, and they're just like, well, lead me to it. And as they go towards the elevators, it shoots us over to Kagari. Did I say that right?
Yes, you know.
Kagari. Yeah, I said it right. Look at me. I'm learning. I'm learning. Kagari is down there just trying to talk to Shion, and he's just like, I don't like the look at this. What's this thing goes down way deeper than 4 floors.
Yeah.
And he tells Shion like, this just doesn't look like a thing for me, but here I go. And it cuts us back over to, or no, wait, does it handle the
Oh, let's see.
yeah, it shoots
So,
it shoots
okay,
over
so it
to
scoots over to,
Kogami.
yeah.
It shoots out
So,
for Kogami to
and
Makishima.
Kogami fucking big brains this shit again. As they're going up the elevator, he gives Akane one of the helmets because he's like, well, if you're near me and I come across any of those guys, the helmet's just gonna pick up you. So
You
we're
call it big brain, I call it oversight.
yeah. Listen, in the moment it was big brain until we find out something later. So they fucking go up. They start their ascent up the stairs. There's one dude just waiting on them. Kogami. Then turns out, oh shit, Dominator's still not working on him.
Nope. Wonder
It
why that
turns
is.
he takes the dude out with his fucking fist. Dude basically fucking suplexes the dude.
Yeah, but not before Akane gets shot in the leg with a nail
Yeah,
gun.
she got hit. She got fucking grazed by a nail gun.
Every
Um,
weapon that they are using is hardware tools, bro. Like something you can pick up
yeah.
at a hardware store. It is sick. I love the way that people weaponize general tools in like a
Yeah.
futuristic society. There's no guns. It's just
Hmm.
hardware
Well, that's
tools.
also in Japan. They have very, I don't know if you know this. They have very strict gun laws.
Yeah, I
Uh,
understand
you,
that.
you cannot. I believe the only way you can own a gun is with a special permit, and you can only use it for like go to like shooting ranges with
I
it.
mean, I get that,
Um,
but you've got there's Japan's
yeah.
still gonna get guns. I mean, you could
Oh
get a
yeah.
gun illegally, but you can still get it. So
Mhm. It's just very, very hard to. And then in this case, with
it's
the
even
civil
worse
system in place,
now.
it's even harder to get a gun.
Yeah. So
Near almost impossible
that's
since
what
they
I
all
mean.
got discarded
I
for.
understand
Yeah.
that, but like, I think it's cool that they use
Yeah.
hardware tools as weapons in the anime. It's
It
just
is. It is. It is very
it
neat.
gives the combat like a fullness, like an over competitive like edge to it that you
Hmm.
have to like. It just makes you want like realize how dangerous hardware tools can actually fucking be. Like,
Yeah.
Which
And
is
so
it's neat. But go ahead.
we find out that so even though Kogami's pretty big brain with certain things, Makishima is even bigger brain because he basically has the helmets hooked up to his psychopaths.
Well, no, it's not that. It's just the
It's
fact
just
that he is nearby.
he's
So it's picking up
nearby.
the lowest psychopaths.
Yep.
So that would be his, and it's
Mm-hmm.
and this part's fucking neat. After he does the suplex on this motherfucker, he moves on. Oh man,
Yeah.
this is
And I
fucking
think
cool. You got the funky pursuit music, like this shit's
yeah.
getting crazy. But I think after
So
this scene, it
when we
splits
come
back
back to
over
Kagura, it comes back
Kagura.
over to Kaguri. So he's walking down. He's like super deep at this point, and the dude is just waiting behind a corner and just fucking shoots at him.
Yeah, with
And
the nail gun.
he takes the dude out, and it turns out these guys got radios,
Mm.
and so he pulls it up and he starts talking with Shay, who's the hacker guy.
Yeah.
And they had also Shion's lost contact with Kaguri because this is a point that's so deep that communications cannot reach.
Yeah, and he's scared because he doesn't
And
have
everything
contact.
is-
Like he's
But
freaking
hey,
out.
he's got cool hacker anarchist man to talk with.
It's
so
weird how much that they connected, even though they were
Yeah.
total fucking enemies, dude.
So I love the conversation they have here.
Oh, dude, yeah.
So basically he asks him, hey, like this is basically completely cut off. This is so deep in, it's completely cut off from everything. Not even your dominator is going to work. How does it feel? How does it feel to finally have freedom for once? And Kaguri's like, yo, I kind of wish it wasn't some fucking place like this.
Yeah, he's just like, and Shay's just like, so what does it feel like watching all of these people cause chaos in a world that
Yeah.
doesn't accept you as you truly are? And he's just like, you know what? I'm kind of happy that they fucked each other up. I'm
Yeah.
kind of happy that chaos ensued because these are the same people who looked at me as a criminal before I was even deemed worthy of being a criminal. So fuck
Yeah.
these guys. But you know what's
Fuck-
worse?
you know
You know
what?
what's worse than the general fucking public? You.
You
You're
fucking
garbage.
bitch-ass
You're
motherfucker.
trash. Know your place. Trash.
Dog water. Listen, you know what? I might hate these people, but what I hate more is you fuckers manipulating these people to kill each other.
It's fucking neat,
And
dude.
it gets to the point where it's like, you know what? I want to see you dead. I want to see you die over and over again. That's
For
how much
each-
how much
I want to see you
contempt I
die
have
for
you.
each person that you murdered. Like it's crazy, dude.
Yeah.
It is insane. But if you really think about it, he wouldn't die that many times because he didn't kill anybody.
Yeah.
It was people that he was using to kill people.
Do we? This could be a whole can of worms, like into like a Charles Manson-esque situation.
Yeah, it could because
Like,
Charles
this
Manson
guy-
never
he
actually
didn't directly kill a person.
He just controlled people to do it for him. It was the Manson family.
In fact, even at that point, some people think that Charles Manson might have just been just a really crazy guy that didn't even like fully suggest them to kill him. That the people following him are crazy enough to do it on like
Right.
the smallest whim.
But to be
Even-
fair,
but it's still, it's
Manson.
fucking-
I don't think Manson was just this absolutely crazy guy. I think
Yeah.
Manson was this. He was fully aware of the situation
Yeah.
at hand because even on trial, this man was talking,
Yeah.
Not crazy nonsense. He
Yeah.
was actually speaking lethargically and like very
Yeah.
clear and not scared at all. He was simply putting his beliefs out there. And people take beliefs and crazy and they mash them together just because they don't match to what they normally call a normal a view on society. So it goes down to what you actually believe in the world and down to morals as well. I don't think the man was crazy. I think he knew what was going on. And he knew that he had the power to control these people and to manipulate them. And he did it because he could, because he was smart enough to do it. So
That or he could just want to just go have fucking ride out in dune buggies out in the desert.
Or yeah, I mean, we're never gonna
It
fucking know.
depends.
But that's the
but-
same reason as Makishima. Same instance. I'm so glad that you
Yeah.
brought up the Manson fucking thing.
I mean, that's about because you get into the whole thing of
Yeah,
he
because
didn't directly kill anybody.
that
Yeah.
was an interesting aspect on Makishima as a whole and his whole like
Hmm.
societal view, and I love that. That was neat.
Yeah.
Sorry, I went on a little tangent there, but
So this is where we get back to where Kogami pushes on, and we get the scene from the beginning. He goes out, he fights some Daft Punk
oh
boys.
man, the
He
fucking my favorite one was the chainsaw guy. Like
yeah, well, it's more like a power, like some kind of power saw. It wasn't like a full on chain. It was like an industrial saw.
I know what it was, but it looked like
Yeah,
a fucking chainsaw. But
yeah,
chainsaw man,
yeah, dude.
he had the
Yeah,
helmet and everything, bro.
And hey, you get further context for why Kogami had to kick the guy out of the building in
I
order to shoot him.
I still get fucking messed up when I saw the man go through the window instead of being
Yeah.
shattered. It just kind of swift him through. That was kind of neat.
Good old digital windows.
Right, dude.
Listen, man, for such a high tech place, you can't afford windows.
Right, exactly, huh?
Can't fucking nerds.
Nah, because it's a safety hazard to use real
Yeah,
glass.
man. You're right. If you break through it, the glass shards will get stuck in you.
Exactly, bro.
The civil system's all about safety. It's
Exactly.
OSHA compliant.
But then he went to go fight the Saber guy. He went to go fight Luke, and Luke lost again.
Damn, I was also gonna say Luke Skywalker.
I love it. But
yeah.
he lost,
And so
the absolute zero coefficient of Makishima.
yeah, man, he comes down and he breaks out that Pascal. But Kogami is like, man, don't give me that shit.
Dude,
And
this man is so cold. He makes Vicious look like a summer day. Like, god damn, dude. Like,
yeah, man.
This dude is fucking cold and just
whenever Kogami calls him out for referencing Pascal to try to justify himself, Makishima's like, well, if you did the same thing, I probably would have said the exact same thing as well.
right. And
Which is like, hey, these guys like on like basically almost the same wavelength in terms of I guess like their ideas are their philosophy.
their
I guess you could
philosophy
say.
is exactly.
Yeah.
They think quite alike.
Yeah.
Kogami just doesn't have the power to have a zero coefficient. That's all it is.
Yeah, man.
But my favorite part about this whole scene was after the Pascal reference, and he comes down the stairs, and Kogami's just like, I'm gonna fucking kill you, and he's just like, I could have killed you down there in that sewer. You had laying there for the taking, but I didn't. Don't you think you owe me? Like, don't you feel like you have a duty to owe me a service? And Kogami's just like, the only thing I owe you is these fucking hands, bitch. Come on. Kogami just fucking rips into him, though, dude. Like, this was the coolest fucking part
man.
because it was so calm and collected, and then Kogami just went for it, bro. He's just like, no more talking. It's time to fuck.
And let's get ready to rumble. And man, this is a really dirty fucking fight.
Dude, this is intense. Like it's just this normal backyard brawl. Like, I love how well it was animated too, because you don't have this, animated like over, saturated fucking fight. It's simply a brawl, a fist fight to the death. And
it's very clear, and there's not many cuts.
It's
You
concise,
see
like the animation's smooth. It looks like you're just watching a normal fight on television, and through an animation, aspect. But
and then shit's getting really hype, all until fucking Kogami gets knocked down, and Makishima goes in for a fucking field goal.
Yeah, dude.
With his head. Punts his head like a fucking football.
Yeah, Makishima finally got put down, and then Akane just comes in full swing in that goddamn helmet,
dude,
bro.
Because he whips out the razor because he's about to finish off Kogami. And then Akane is like, nope, bitch. And just fucking waylays his ass.
Akane said, so no head?
No.
And hits him with the goddamn helmet, bro. Like,
Yeah, man.
so no head. Like it just, it just whips him with the fucking
And
nay,
so-
bro. Just he's gone. He's fucking
Yeah,
knocked the
man.
fuck out. Oh,
And
and this scene's kind of fucked up. Like this scene.
oh, it is.
Oh man, it made me mad
Mm-hmm.
because she's sitting there and Kogami's just like, end it. Just fuck him, kill him. And she's just standing there about to bash his skull in. And she starts having this flashback on her friend getting killed and all this other stuff. And I would have thought that she would have done it. And that her psychopaths would be completely normal. And I thought that was the direction they were going. But no, not at all. She drops the helmet, arrests the man, and then it kicks us over to what's his name?
The Kagari.
Kagari.
I like how it's done because like the splicing of like flashbacks to Yuki while she's like slowly having this fucking come apart
Yeah, so you
as she's
got,
holding the helmet.
It's kind of nice how it's just like bouncing.
Yeah.
That scene is really cool.
It's kind of tense because you see the intent in her eyes. She really wants to bash this guy's fucking skull.
Yeah,
in.
she wants to end this man tonight. Like she's just ready to fucking
But
go.
she decides to stick with the system and arrest him.
So not only did we get one big surprise, here comes surprise fucking
dude.
number
Yeah.
2, bro.
So
You
yeah,
thought that
Kagari-
we were over the you thought we were over the big bomb shit? Nah, bro. You ain't got
No.
nothing yet. Let talk
So-
today, Junior. Tell him.
So
Tell
Kagari makes it to the core. He sees that it's opened up and it's this white light, and so he walks in. When he comes in, he doesn't. He can't even comprehend what he's seeing. We'll get more into what he saw in the next episode.
Yeah.
And Shay is standing there recording it. What I like as well, like with Shay, he doesn't want to destroy the system by literally destroying it. He wants to send out video and like basically lift the veil
He
for the
wants
system.
the general public
Yeah,
to overthrow the civil system.
yeah,
He
which
wants
is
a
really
revolution.
interesting.
He doesn't want destruction. He wants a revolution, and he wants
Yeah.
society to revert back to the way that it used to be with the judicial system.
You got to
And-
show these fuckers the wizard,
Right, dude.
the
It's-
man behind the curtain.
God, man.
Um,
And this scene
and-
fucks
oh,
with me
man.
every time. Like,
Oh man! Then what
Dude.
happens right after? Do you want to talk about what happens after?
okay,
After
yeah, because
yeah.
okay, so
Kagari.
Kagari,
you got it.
god dang, Kagari's just standing there in disbelief. Hacker Man's just standing there recording it, telling him like, "Hey, yeah, so this is the plan. Releasing this to the general public, and then letting them decide the fate of the civil system. This is what we all wanted. This is how the plan always wanted to be." And all of a sudden, Kagari. God, why am I having so much? I want to say Kakaguri every time. Kagari is standing there just like, whoa, this is crazy. I should be killing you right now, but I can't believe what I'm seeing. Like, because he found common
Yeah.
ground with this man, and I guess he got into his head. And
Kagari.
I'm about to.
It's all,
Why
all
am
good.
I fucking stuttering so hard on his name?
it's just, it is what
Kagari.
it is. It be what it be.
Kagari's just standing there, just like, holy shit. All of a sudden, we get a gun in the background. And who's
Yeah.
there to save the day?
The motherfucking chief.
The chief, the woman.
Somehow her ass has been here and has been down here somehow
This whole time.
this whole time.
And so Shin turns around and pulls out whatever fucking weapon that was. I still don't know what the fuck he shot at her.
Something that does a fuck ton of damage.
Dude, it's like the same damage as would a fucking Dominator would, I feel
Yeah.
like. Because they both pull it out. And this is the craziest part because she shines the gun at Shin. And it's not enough to go into, destruction mode or elimination mode or whatever it's called. So it's going to shoot a non-lethal at him and stun him. But no, as the bullets collide in midair, she turns this gun into a fucking remotely turns this Dominator into destruction mode.
Yeah.
She overrides the stun.
And what I like as well is it glitches the fuck out.
Yeah, it's like fighting against it because it's not the Sybil system's fucking up because she's able to override it, and they both shoot at the same time. The bullets collide at each other, and she shoots Shin. Shin gets fucking blown tits ass everywhere, and then we get just this section to where it looks like the chief got shot. And Kaguri, I got it. I fucking got it. Kaguri.
Got it.
Kaguri looks up and is just like, holy shit. This woman is from iRobot. This bitch is related to Will Smith. Like, what the fuck's going on right now?
Yeah, it turns out, she's a fucking robot.
She's a goddamn robot who knows how to override the goddamn Sybil system. We'll get more into that.
Yeah, we'll get more into her. Don't worry.
We're not forgetting anything. I know this episode. I know this episode discussion is longer than usual, but this is craziness. And so Kaguri is just standing there in just absolute disbelief, and Kaguri feels, relieved for a second. He's just like, oh, she got him. That's cool. That's cool and all. But he had seen too much. He'd seen too much. So she points the gun at him. And this scene from Kaguri is so sad. Mm-hmm. She points the gun at him, and he just closes his eyes and says, well, shitty day to be me, huh? And then it just cuts to black, dude. Oh my god, man. Oh, man.
So, I guess we'll just hop right into episode 17.
That's going to be the best way to do it. Go ahead.
Because, man, that shit's fucking wild.
That shit's
I remember when I first
insane,
watched it, I'm like, what the fuck is this? What's going on?
Like, what the hell?
And we'll get context for it coming up. Yeah. So, it's a new day, and the city is clouded with smoke from the riots from the previous night. Mm-hmm. The case is closed, but Kaguri has disappeared. Well, I like it. So Masaoka immediately thinks something might be up because he's like, well, he wouldn't just disappear, would he?
Well, he's right. He wouldn't just disappear. And Pops is just sitting there like, no, this isn't right. This ain't right. And something's feeling funny. I don't know what it is, but it sure ain't clowns. Right. Shut up, dude. But then we get this whole understanding that Makishima is going to be run under the old judicial system, since the Sybil system cannot read a psychopath correctly. So he will be held up on trial in front of a generation that has not had to do this in absolute years. So nobody really officially knows how to prosecute and derive information out of people anymore like they used to. So the judicial system, in a sense, is garbage.
Yeah.
And
was that said? I think that was something that Kane suggested to prosecute criminally asymptomatic people. I didn't think that was something.
No. The chief mentioned it to Gino that was that's why he got held. Like, that's why he got held in alive, was because they were gonna capture him and run him under the judicial system. And they had this whole scene with Gino sitting in the room where they were taking in the riot victims and like putting them under instant therapy, and talking about how Gino was their only hope of giving information about Makishima in the trial.
Yeah.
And yeah, you remember that?
I do not.
How do you not remember that, dude?
I'm sorry. I was focusing on other things. I think I was writing a note when that was being said.
Okay. But either way, it's insane that
I remember Akane mentioning us in the next episode, but I didn't.
But no, Pops even mentioned how
Yeah,
insane it was to run under the original
yeah.
judicial system since it
But
hasn't been in effect for so many years.
but any anyways, I think we're running a little ahead of ourselves. There was one scene I noted where Kogami and Akane reflect on what happened over the whole
Oh
night.
yeah, I forgot. I was eating at
Yeah,
this time, so
yeah, okay,
we both
yeah,
skipped over something.
okay,
So
okay. So we'll reel it back
yeah, just go
for
ahead
a
and
sec.
go ahead and talk
So
about that.
so what I like about it is Akane seems somewhat disillusioned about the effectiveness of the so-called perfect civil system. And Kogami begins philosophizing that the reason why people hold on so much to the civil system is because it brings basically like comfort and convenience. And they exchange that for, say, like the awareness of danger or having to worry about things like that.
Hmm.
And basically that they are that even though that some they might give off the appearance of just blind sheep, that people are probably a lot more clever than that
Oh yeah, I do remember
in
this
terms of
because
like how they sort of self-impose this delusion on themselves that the civil system uh, will work 100% of the time.
yeah, I do remember
It's,
this because Kogami talks about how
yeah.
he's scared what will happen if he does go to trial.
Hmm.
Like when he does go to trial, what they're actually going
Yeah.
to do with him and decide in court.
Um, but what I like as well is after this scene we cut over to the quarantine zone that's sort of happening, and what I like is that they treat in this world, mental pandemics are just as important and disastrous as like biological pandemics.
Yeah, so you got people with
Like
like
a
blankets and like
mhm,
they're all congregated in this one big area. Everybody's getting mass help.
yeah. It's almost like say like a quarantine zone or a place where you get processed and tested at like a say like a CETA uh setup almost.
Yeah.
And
This is the
it's
scene,
just
by
really
the
cool.
way, that they were talking about the trial.
Yeah. So actually the brief that's probably after the briefing with the chief, and the briefing with the chief is coming up. I
Mm.
don't know. I'm trying to think because I don't
No,
remember the
because the briefing with the chief was after the quarantine moment. Because I have
yeah
here, yeah,
yeah
that's what I was talking about. Like,
okay
I'm talking about that was the
okay
scene that they were discussing about
yeah
the judicial system
yeah
that
yeah
you couldn't remember
um
about.
but so I like this scene with the chief as well. So the chief's like, yo, good job on that shit. However, you guys are being taken off all cases involving that Makishimo's involved with,
Yeah,
and you're not
and
allowed to look further into it.
this is the biggest. At this point, you know how crooked the chief is, and it's
Hmm.
like, oh my gosh, man, they're getting played, man. Like, it's so frustrating to watch because you just sit there, you're
Hmm.
sunk, you're watching it, you can't. I guess it's just one of those like moments where you just the watcher is just like on the edge of their seat,
Yeah.
like, come
Um,
on, you got to be fucking kidding me, kind of moments.
and she's like, oh, also you lost Kagari as well, and you know what? You're because he went missing. This is your responsibility now.
You're being held
And you're
responsible, bitch.
bitch fucking gaslights the fuck out of him.
Dude, like, oh
Hmm.
man. So after that, we get into the most insane probability that could ever fucking happen. And I
Yeah,
100% did not, would have never guessed that this happened.
yeah, yeah.
The
Oh,
chief,
also,
go
uh,
ahead.
were you about to say that the chief is cutting Kogami from anything involving Makishima?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So which that was just build up. I was getting to.
Okay, okay. I just wanted to make sure that was the right one.
So
Sorry.
Kogami. Wait a minute. Hold on.
What?
Hang on. Sorry, I'm looking at my notes. Give me a minute. Yeah. Okay. So we get the. No. He gets kicked off later. Kogami gets kicked off later after this first part because we have to get through the big part first.
No, because that all happens before the big part.
It does not.
Are you talking about the part with Makishima?
Yes.
No, that happens before because I got in this note that
Kogami doesn't get kicked off until after.
No, during the briefing with Gino, she tells him that Kogami is not allowed to be involved with anything, and then it gets to a scene where Kogami like yells at Gino about it.
No, okay.
And then everyone starts trying to find.
I do remember this.
And then everyone starts trying to find Kaguri.
I get that.
And then we get the scene with Makishima.
I think you're remembering, dude.
I have the notes in chronological order.
Dude, I'm telling you, this is what happened. The debriefing happens with Gino. Gino gets held responsible, and then he tells the team that they are completely off the case with Makishima. Everybody from Division 1 was kicked off at this point. Not just Kogami singled out. Kogami doesn't get kicked off until after we get this really big scene, and then she reappears later. I know this for a fact because I remember everything in my head. Okay, so you get that scene, and then you get the scene where they're in the office, and Kogami's pissed that everybody got kicked off of the case because they actually have stuff against Makishima that they could use to prosecute. And then we get the scene where the big bomb drop of who the chief actually is. And then that scene happens. And then we get that ending scene with Kogami at the very end of that episode. And then after that, we get... And that was in the next episode where bitch shows back up. And then gives Gino another chance.
Okay. Anyways... Let's talk about this big moment.
Yeah. So the old lady, so we might say, biggest fucking bomb drop ever.
Yeah, man.
We find out that the old lady chief is Makishima's old fucking partner that went missing. And what was his name, Bopsto?
That's good old Toma. So basically, when he wakes up, she's like, we've met before. He's like, I'm sorry, I've not really think I've met the chief of the MWPSB before.
I feel like I would know if I met you.
I've got I had a different form in previous years, and so he gives him a book. This was a book that he gifted Toma and is now returning to him. So it's like, oh.
He said,
did he change his body? So I like how we're slowly figuring it out as Makishima's figuring it out.
Yeah, dude, it's so insane. So Makishima's blown away, and then
it couldn't be. Is it plastic surgery? No, it couldn't be,
dude. Then we get the craziest shit. So we figure out what's actually inside of the Sybil core.
Yeah.
So,
or should we say the true nature of the Sybil system itself? The true nature
of the Sybil system itself. We find out that the brain of Toto was taken out of his original body during inspection at I can't remember the acronym of their name, but of the cops. They interrogate him. They took out his brain. They put it in this giant fucking robot. Or not giant, but this old lady robot. And we just get this biggest description of what the Sybil system, of the true nature of the Sybil system actually holds.
So one detail I want to mention that I like is, so as Tom was talking, first he's referring to himself as himself, but then he starts saying we and then the
Mm-hmm.
others, and it's like, oh,
Yeah.
what do you
What
mean?
is
What do you mean?
happening right now?
Why are you referring to yourself as if you're some kind of hive mind almost?
So we find out
And
that Togo is the actual hive mother of the civil system.
no. Toto is a part. I
I
mean,
know,
Toma is a part. Yeah.
but it's singled out as him being the hive. I mean, it was just a description.
So, um,
So,
what?
god damn, dude, this is so
Yeah.
crazy and complicated.
So basically, the civil system is powered by brains. Not just
Brains.
any brains, not just any brains though. It has to be a very
Mm,
specific brain because you can't have a regular person's brain monitoring and judging the masses because they could be subject to bias. Because even though like they don't have a body, the brain and consciousness is still part of that system.
exactly.
So instead, they rely um, on criminally asymptomatic people.
So people like Makashima and
And
Toto.
to Toma.
And Toma, not Toto. Sorry, I was thinking of
Yeah.
Wizard of Oz, bro. Like,
Yeah.
uh,
And basically, each time the chief is out, it's like a different brain piloting this chief vessel,
mhm.
um, and whatnot. And it's fucking. What I like as well is if you noticed it, the civil system logo is in the background of this scene, and
Mhm.
the logo looks like a brain.
It does, dude. And
It
I love the detail of the simple core because it's picking up a
yeah,
brain, moving it over to this section, and
yeah.
constantly rotating
It's
around, getting different opinions and different outlooks and different looks from all of these criminal
yeah.
asymptomatic brains.
It's almost like a server room
It
of
is of
brains.
brains of people who look at the world in such a way, and basically the kings of the world, essentially, God of
Yeah.
other
the
sorts.
the the gods of the world, as you could say. And Toma makes that thing where I was allowed me to be part of something like greater and almost appear semi omniscient as if he were a god himself.
Yeah, omnipotent. And
And
man, he
and it's like it's crazy because it's a system that decides your course of life, decides what you get and when you get it is entirely decided by these people.
what's really crazy to me, Bobsto,
Yeah.
is that these people who can commit murders and not have anything happen at all to them are simply judging people who have not even done anything criminally wrong yet and judging and deeming them as criminals
Yes.
before they even have a chance to redeem themselves.
Hmm.
Kaguri, I think I said that name.
Yeah.
Kaguri was 5 when he got
Yes.
put inside of public safety as a watchdog, dude.
Yeah,
An
dude.
enforcer at 5 years old. Being looked
Hmm.
down upon by people who committed murders openly and couldn't give less of a fuck. That's insane to me. Like, this
Yeah,
whole
man.
idea of the civil system now has gotten deeper. The rabbit hole's getting bigger, and
Uh-huh.
it's leaving me
Um,
goddamn breathless, dude.
and there's an implication that the more brains that are added to it, the more efficient the civil system becomes.
Which is why they're so adamant of
Yeah.
keeping it a secret and
Hmm.
obtaining all of these criminal asymptomatic people.
Hmm.
Which is why they're fighting so hard to keep Makashima alive. Because
Yep.
he gets offered a
Yeah, like,
place
hey,
within the civil system.
normally we just you fucking just scoop your brain out and call it a day, but we are giving you the opportunity. Hell, we can even do it before we even get to headquarters, and
He
that's where they
fucking
fucked up.
stupid.
That's where they fucked up. This is where, hey, you know what? Maybe you didn't deserve to be part of this system after all. After what happened. Um. So Makishima responds by referencing one of the parts of Gulliver's Travels, involving basically a
Oh man, this
solution to fixing a
I,
political system by cutting politicians' brains in halves and sewing them into one brain.
Dr. Bartleby, by the way,
Yeah.
is the
Hmm.
one who mentioned that within Gulliver's
With
Travels.
his Gulliver's Travels.
So yeah, but go ahead.
And he's basically like calling out how like folly of a suggestion it is in a very sarcastic and sardonic way.
And also how
Oh
stupid he
man.
was to release the
Yeah, man.
information that they have not even gotten to the
Yeah.
fucking main building
It
yet.
then immediately starts fucking up Toma.
And not on just a small scale of fucking up. This man bashes his head in, cracks his legs, breaks his
Yeah,
arms,
slowly breaks Toma apart.
but obviously it's a robot. He can't exactly feel
Yeah.
it, but he's still scared of dying. And I love what
Yeah.
was said from Makishima. Makishima's like, it baffles me that being a god and all, you're still scared of dying.
Uh
And I was
oh
like, oh man, that's crazy.
Another thing I wanted to mention as well is that another reason why Makishima declined this offer was because, well, maybe it would be good at some points, but at the same time, I'd much rather be an active player in all this.
Yeah, he says, I love this game to death. And man, Makishima just proved that he is not a pawn for the system. He is a fucking
Yeah.
god all on his own, bro.
He's a fucking force to be reckoned with, and he
And
doesn't want to be part of some fucking system. He wants to make that change
he
himself.
says, oh, you think you're big and all with all your big omnipotent brains?
Yeah.
Fuck you. I'm gonna prove to you
But yeah,
just how fucking good I am. Oh my
but it's
god.
just like it's like the way it's fucking brutal. The way the fucking even though it's a robot, like the way the fucking face looks when it's all ripped up and shit, and you can see
Right.
just the fucking fear in the
Yeah.
eyes of Toma as he's like going to rip out the brain.
Right.
It's like, man. Another thing I want to mention is that, man, the way the fucking juice spraying out as he's breaking apart
Yeah, and
Toma,
it's like
just like
it's like
it.
oil. Like
It
that's
reminded me like it gave me the same visceral feeling as you've seen Alien, right? When
no,
the
I
android
haven't watched Alien.
you know that androids like bleed have like white blood that looks like milk.
Yeah.
It looks really the way it spurts out. It looks really sickening and gives this really visceral reaction when you see
Yeah,
it.
it's pretty
And
rough.
it gave me that same kind of feel.
It kind of reminds
With
me of like in cyberpunk, like some of the like with people who have heavy alterations like cybernetics. If you kill them, they will bleed white instead of red
mhm.
blood.
Yeah, it's
And
that white synthetic blood.
yeah, it looks gross,
Hmm.
man. I can totally understand how you feel about that one.
Yeah.
But
Um.
then it just
But
cuts to the credits, and we get this nice little scene at the end.
yeah.
If you want to talk about that one.
Kogami wakes up. He gets a Makishima's jump
So
scare
scared.
followed by a Makishima prank call.
Dude, Makishima's
He's like,
face
eh?
just appears right next to
Yeah,
Kogami's.
yeah,
And he fucking scares him, and then all of a sudden he gets a
yeah.
fucking phone call.
Because it gets a prank call. He's like, "Hey man, I got that #1 victory royale. Come on, meet me at Tilted Towers, bitch. I'm fucking,
No!
I'm here. I got all the winner takes all the V-Bucks.
No,
Let's
no,
go."
no. Why? Why would you say that?
Why not?
That's so stupid.
Oh man.
No.
There was a small thing that happened where they tried looking for Kagari and found his Dominator like 20 miles away and it was fucked up.
This
But
is the
that's just
next
very
episode.
very
bro.
minor. No, that was within this episode.
Mm,
Yeah, it's just a very small thing, and the Makishima shit's more interesting. Um, but yeah, so we can move on to episode 18. We get to the crash of the crash site of the transport.
yes, and this is the part that
Yeah.
that you were talking about.
Okay.
So this is where Gino goes up to the crime scene and he gets blocked. And keep
Yeah.
in mind that the chief got severely fucked. Like, severely fucked. And Gino walks up and he is forbidden to walk onto the crime scene. And because this is the plane that crashed with Makishima inside. And then who rolls up? The fucking chief.
The motherfucking chief.
Repaired herself. Well,
Man,
itself.
Themselves. There must be lots of copies of this.
I imagine, like, it's just another brain was planted.
There's probably a fucking like broom closet somewhere full of these things.
Yeah.
But so yeah, she shows up, and she proceeds to fucking gaslight, Gino even more.
Yeah, she's just like, look, I do want you to cover this case, but Kogami has to be kicked off.
Yeah.
So this is the part where she tells.
Okay, this is where I was being. Okay, I gotcha. Yeah. Also, she's like, you know what? If you guys can get Makishima back, I might can brush aside the Kagari stuff.
So
just don't disappoint me. Because man, civil system it want that Makishima brain.
No, she gaslights him even further because of Makishima getting let loose.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is that, and also she's like, if you catch him, I might can push aside these previous blunders.
Like what the fuck? It was your fault. All of it was your fault, bro.
Listen, you shouldn't be thirsting after that Makishima head,
dude. And this scene, like this episode's pretty straightforward for the most part. The crazy shit starts getting at the end. So Kogami gets swept under the fucking rug.
Yeah, and he immediately starts theorizing for why he might be taken off the case.
Well, he's not an idiot.
And then
it's funny how he just gets the spotlight all of a sudden,
And he starts wishing, well, why didn't they just send him off in a fucking paddy wagon?
Right.
Why was it an air transport? Why was it supposedly guided by drones and there was a body being wheeled out of the fucking crash site?
Right.
Because when they got there early enough, they got there before anyone else could show up, so they saw the body being taken off.
Right. So for everybody who's not caught up to speed, they were going to have Makishima join the civil system, get rid of his body, disappear entirely, and then use that with the general public to keep everything under control. But Makishima had other fucking plans. So that's where Kogami starts theorizing all this shit, and the chief didn't expect him, to do what he did. So can we just talk about in this scene how amazing that chameleon is just chilling in the background?
Dude, it's just big chilling.
I don't know if it's real or stuffed, but it's always there and it's always chilling, bro.
Yeah.
But Gino is also skeptical of the situation. And he's never skeptical of the situation. But he then tries to fulfill his duty, as a cop. And he tells Kogami, like, you don't know that for sure. You can't run off of that. He's always just butting in where he needs to shut the fuck up sometimes. Like, bro. And old man Pops decides to butt in and pretty much tell Kogami, he's like, look, man, even if this was true, you're barking up the wrong fucking tree because the inspectors definitely wouldn't fucking know. Like, this is all being kept hush hush, and you're basically just wasting your fucking breath. And dude, it gets crazy. Like, this episode's very high strung. All the tensions are running very high.
So man, it's fucking nuts. Especially when we get to a certain point to like the midpoint in this episode.
Oh yeah.
So basically, we get the scene between like Kogami and Akane, and Akane has basically the whole mask incident has caused Akane to have like this epiphany.
Mm-hmm.
And Kogami's like, man, he wouldn't have gotten away if you just fucking killed him.
Yeah, and basically he said, if I ever get that close to him again, I will do the dirty work because you're not supposed to get entangled, right? So I'll do it next time, and you just sit back and watch, like the good inspector that you are. And I'm like, good lord, tensions are crazy right now.
And I like how as well she said that whenever back when Yuki died, the words he said to her actually really helped her, and she let him know that.
So she
Um,
basically gaslighted him with his own words.
yeah, man.
She threw that shit back up in his face and
Um,
basically just told her like, "Look, man, we want you alive. So just roll with the punches. And
mhm.
what else would you think that we should do with Makishima? You know, like
Yeah.
I feel like the judicial system is what the only thing that we have right now
Hmm.
to work off of. And I found that that just that whole scene where Akane is just being very um, stoic of sort. I wouldn't say stoic. I would say very enlightened of the
Yeah.
matter. Understanding is just awesome. We started with somebody who didn't know shit from Shino about anything, and we're watching her mature over time
Yeah.
as an inspector, and treating her enforcers as actual people and turning the head on how they're usually treated. So I really like this
Hmm.
little development
It's
that's
it's
going
very
on.
it's very nice. She's because this is like the second major time where major holes in the system were brought up
Right.
at this point to her, and this caused her to see things in a slightly different way. Like, okay, this shit. There's some things that definitely do need some form of improving. They're just not so sure what that improvement is.
Right.
Um, and so here's where we get another awesome scene where Gino is confiding in Masaoka.
Yeah, another good old father
Yeah,
son moment.
yeah, man. It's like,
And
hey, Dad, what should we do about this Magashima shit? And
dude,
what's
and
the right move? And he's like, man, I don't fucking know.
let me just give you a few words of advice. Give up.
Yeah, just fucking go with the flow. Just kind of play the office politics game.
bro turned into bro turned into Big Weld real fucking quick.
Yeah, man. You're
Give
trying
up,
too hard
kid.
to be you're trying too hard to be a ratchet
Oh no.
when you should be more of a big weld. And not even Big Weld in his prime, like depressed senile Big Weld.
No. And Gino said, well, yeah, fuck you. Upgrades, people. We need upgrades.
No, fuck you, Tim. Fuck you, Tim. I don't need through your gate.
So he starts strategizing and pretty much saying, look, we need Kogami more than I want to admit, but we do need him. So he comes up with this awesome ass little scheme
Yeah, man.
to
Fucking
back
loopholes,
the
man.
loophole the chief.
Saul Goodman would be proud.
Can we talk about also the violin music in the background of these scenes?
Yeah, man.
Man, like the music hits hard in this anime. Like it's
They
very
do.
appropriate for every
It's
scene.
it's really
Um
good.
so Gino decides he's gonna bite the hand this time and roll with the punches. And so basically the plan that Gino come up with was put Kogami under a different inspector and a different division and still be working on the case but in the background.
Hmm.
And it was a very thought out plan, but as Kogami went to go transfer, bro got
Uh,
intercepted.
Whoop whoop. That's the sound of the police.
Whoop
Whoop
whoop.
whoop. That's the sound.
Fuck the
Yeah,
police
dude,
coming straight
dude,
from the underground.
dude. So many fucking drones show up.
Dude, like 50 of them show
There
up.
is
And the
like an
chief
obscene amount of
and then
drones.
the chief comes the fuck up like, "Yo, what up, bitch?" Where you think you're
Oh, so
going? You think I'm
you
stupid?
fucking you fucking thought you could do this fucking Saul Goodman ass bullshit?
Dude, that's
Well, you know what?
exactly what the fuck it is, too.
Well, you
That is
know
the
what? I gotta be a Chuck for a moment here.
and she's basically gaslighting Gino again, dude.
Yeah, she's every scene so far these past few episodes, it involves the chief gaslighting the fuck out of Gino.
And so she just basically tells Gino, like, look, let me put you in a different perspective. You have an enforcer who's openly defying you. What do you do about it? What
Yeah.
action do you take? And then
But Higa
Gino
takes.
pops the gun up, points
Yeah.
it at fucking Kogami. At this point, Kogami's just like, you know what? I love all this attention you're giving me suspiciously all of a sudden. Good old Chief.
Yeah.
And Gino's just like, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Like,
You be quiet, man. I'm trying to get us out of this.
this scene is so fucked up, bro.
Dude, it's so fucking tense.
It is. So, Gino points the gun at him. Because he's under 300, it's going into knockout mode, the stun mode.
Yeah.
And the Chief is just like, yes, that's it. I see how you handle things. Hey, that pretty mama, let me whisper in your ear. Tell you something that you might want to hear.
Your form's not too good. Let me help you with that. Let me give you a help there.
Let me give you a little tug here. She grabs the gun, and it fucking glitches in front of everybody. It glitches into kill mode. And Kogami immediately just gets scared. Like, he's just like, oh, fuck, this is kind of a bad situation. And right before Gino goes to fucking pull the trigger, Akane stuns... Oh, man. Akane stuns Kogami. Yeah. And then nothing's said other than Inspector Gino, any psychopath's percent under 300 is automatically deemed worthy of stun mode. I think your dominator is broken. Why don't you take it down to get it inspected?
Yeah.
Nothing else is said. Nothing else is said. Clean, man, at this point, cold, concise.
You know, I fucking like how basically the system itself is rigging the rules.
Dude.
And Akane, even though she doesn't know what's going on with the civil system yet, she immediately goes, nope, that's not according to protocols.
Bro,
and just immediately acts.
And it takes you. It's just like one of the moments where, like, holy shit, she's got fucking balls. Like,
she does.
And there's nothing that the Chief could do about it because she was just following policy.
Uh-huh.
And, dude, this is so cool. So, Kogami wakes up in, the infirmary. Akane's sitting there waiting on him to heal up, but she's asleep. And, what's her name?
Shion.
Shion walks into the room trying to get Akane's attention, but Kogami's just like, no, shut up. What do you want?
Let her sleep.
What do you want? And we just get this whole scene. If you want to go ahead and discuss the scene.
Yeah. So first of all, hey, Akane's gotten better at shooting. She aimed for his thigh this time.
And I love
hit his fucking spine.
And Kogami's just like, yeah, she's really turning into something. And Shion's just like, yeah, we started with the rookie, and now we're getting somebody who really knows what she's doing. And it always makes me proud to see a very skilled inspector turning into what they actually need to be. And Kogami's just like, yeah, she will definitely shape up to be everything that we know that she can be. And immediately starts asking about the fucking helmet.
Yeah, because the helmet is like in the background and being like observed and whatnot. Is like, well, hey.
Basically, the public safety is working on a rig to put them out of service, essentially.
Yeah.
And they have 6 days to do it. And Shion's just like, why do you want the helmet? And he's just like, well, there's a few things that I need to get done. And Shion's just like, well, okay. Just don't take it out of the building.
I like how she coyly is just slowly, just like subtly turning a blind eye to it. Like she's speaking in ways it's basically like, okay, if I didn't see anything.
Right, and Shion just, I love the closing comment. She's just like, it's a shame, Kogami. All this time that we spent around each other, you think I would try to get with you at least once?
Yeah. But I like it very much because basically Kogami is like slowly planning his escape, and everyone is just like helping him out in different ways. And Shion's is like turning a blind, just so happening to be operating on it when Kogami is one to look at for like, quote unquote like maybe forensic reasons, since he's like relegated to lab, basically lab duty
Right.
almost. And so if something were to just happen to it, it wouldn't be like her fault.
No, it wouldn't be
She was
her
just
fault at all.
yeah, yeah. Um,
So
and
he
so
takes the helmet to walk around the building and get past places that he's not supposed to be.
mhm.
And he rolls up into Pops's building.
Yeah,
And Pops is like, "Look, I'm pouring one out for you, buddy. Come on over here and have a seat. Let's talk." And Kogami's just like, "Look, man, I got to get out of here. I got to handle this situation in my own way." And
yeah.
Pops is like, "Look, we all knew this day was coming. Here's the keys to
Yeah.
my old love shack. Don't get any scratches on the walls, man."
Also, I like as well because like Masaoka has been reviewing Kogami's file that Kogami made up on Makishima,
Yeah,
and he's like, why do you even want to go after someone like him anyways? Like, is it like revenge?
fear.
And like, it's not. I fear him. I fear what someone like him's capable of.
No, I think it was more or less what he said. He's scared to allow him.
Yeah,
I think it was more or less the fear of letting himself turn a blind eye to it.
yeah,
He did not want to do that, and he was scared of that, which kept him going on to
mm,
fulfilling out the duties of the case, which in turn turned him into a latent criminal. But oh man, this scene's really cool, and Pops is like, "Hey man, at least give Akane some closure." And he's like, "I can't see her right now." And he's just like, "Well, at least leave something she will understand why you left." So
mm-hmm.
he did. He left a letter. And this
He left the
scene
book.
is crazy. It's
Yeah,
good. It's very good because
it's really good.
you got the letter and he's talking over the scene, which is what he wrote down in the letter. And the scene is showing him leaving with the helmet on, getting down to the hideout that Pops gave him. And on top of that, he's sitting there like cleaning an actual gun. Like,
Yeah,
this man just had a whole ass gun sitting in this place for emergencies, and he's cleaning it up. And excuse me.
and I really like the letter and how like somber and kind of
The words
like
that
sad
he
it
used,
is. Yeah.
he put it in terms as him leaving selfishly on this journey because it's something that he cannot let go, and that he did not want to drag anybody down in the mud with him to be able to
Mhm.
do. And he was
And
basically thwarting all of that towards
yeah,
Akane.
and he's like, no doubt, if you guys also pursue Magashima, we'll probably cross paths. And if we do, I fully expect you and accept that you'll probably take follow the system and take me out.
Right.
Like he's like fully accepting the fact that if he runs into Akane even once, like he is
He's
pretty
dead.
much dead.
He's dead, which I doubt, but um so yeah, he dips and that's it.
And that's it.
Dude,
Yeah.
honestly, if I get that there's not much left with the whole Makishima thing, but this would be a killer season ending. Just how good
Hmm.
the episode was. Like, this would have been an insane way to end a season. Um,
Yeah.
Makishima escaped. Kogami leaves off on his own. Akane's sad that he left. Uh, the chief comes back and he's trying to go after. They're just starting from square one again, and
Yeah.
it would make sense
Um,
in my mind to
the only
start
issue
over
with
another
it is
season.
you'd run risk of Makishima overstating his welcome.
I get that. I
Because
understand
you'd
that
be
there's
looking
too
at a
much of one
potential
person.
other, yeah, because everything is like built up really well. You have the beginnings where he's slowly in the background of these seemingly unrelated cases.
Yeah.
up to the midpoint where he reveals himself, and this is like the start of the third of like I guess you say like the third act with him.
Yeah, but I'm looking at more into a perspective of if it didn't continue with the
Yeah.
Makishima stuff, like if it started from square one, this would be in definition a good episode to end a season off of because of how good the episode actually was,
It would
of
be.
how much was left and how much to hinge yourself on for a new opening of a season that everybody would anticipate. I thought it was a really cool episode, and it just looked like
Yeah.
it felt like a ending episode for a season to me, and
Hmm.
that's what I'm trying to say. I'm not trying to suggest.
Oh no, I know, but I'm just saying like the reason why that probably wouldn't have worked out too well if they did do that would
Yeah,
be, yeah.
but no, I'm
But yeah, so
thoroughly
next
enjoying it.
next episode will be our last one. We'll be covering 4 instead of 3 because will be 22 episodes, and if we
Exactly.
did 3 episodes, we'll be at 21.
And then we'll
So
start getting into Cowboy Bebop.
yeah.
So look forward to that. After
Hmm.
next Friday, we'll be doing Cowboy Bebop, and this will be essentially, and you guys, it's not going to be like we're leaving, but I am going on a hiatus because my wife will be giving birth to my child,
Yeah.
and we just had some stuff pre-recorded in the
Yeah,
background that
we recorded
yeah.
We recorded Cowboy Bebop in the background,
We
and
will continue with the Bebop episodes on the release of Fridays on our actual videos dates.
yes.
So keep tuned in. We're not going anywhere
Um,
physically.
yeah, there might be a slight lull after they release, depending on how long it takes for Red to
It won't take
recoup and be able
yeah.
to
It might be a
do it
small.
again.
There might be a small hiatus that will seem
But
hopefully insignificant to you guys.
thankfully, with everything planned, it'll probably be almost as if we never left.
Exactly. So just keep hanging with us. We definitely enjoy this, but life has other
Life, hap-
graphs.
life
Um,
happens.
I'm very excited for my kid to get here. So for anybody listening, wish me luck. This is my first kid. This is very new to me, and
Hmm.
I hope that given the circumstances that we are able to come back to this, I very much want to. And I
Yeah,
very much hope to see myself coming back to this. But
hell yeah.
we'll see where
But
life takes me. But
but
for right now, I'm still going strong. So
hey, well, anyways, hey, it's Psychopath's good. It's good shit.
God, it's so good. And it got these three
Um,
episodes broke me, bro.
mhm.
It was phenomenal.
I'm excited to carry on with it, and finish it, because man, some there's some good shit coming up. Other than that, like, hey, if you like this video, give us a like, comment, and subscribe. And do you have anything else you want to add, Red?
No, man, just we appreciate the support that we have been getting.
Yeah,
We do hope to continue getting support for the people who do watch. Please, please,
indeed.
please, comment, like, let us know that you're here, because we definitely want to keep engulfed with you guys. We want that. We want you guys to um, we want you guys to be here with us in this journey that we're just sitting here just having fun, but it'd be cool. We want a background, we want a community, and
Hmm.
we want to hear from you guys. And just keep that in mind. Uh, tell your friends, tell your family that if they are interested in anime, just give us a listen. If they don't like us, fine. If they do like us, great. But that's about all I have to say, Bopsto. If you want to go ahead and take us away.
All right. Well, if you like this video, give us a like, comment, and subscribe. Oh, so shit. No, I already said this shit. Damn.
No, you're good.
Well,
Right?
I'm Bopsto, the Elder Weeb.
And I am Red, the bald-headed wonder,
You just got done watching the Anime Boys.
the anime
Anime
boys.
Boys. See ya.
See ya.